Greetings. Well, the Arcturian Council. Well, pleased. Come with you. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
We are doing fantastically well, and how are you faring there on planet Earth?
Pretty good. Is there anything that you would like to talk about?
Well, you're in this wonderful time of many shifting energies that can help you and heal you, can purge things out of you, and we just want all of humanity to know how significant it is for you to hang in there and be a part of the journey. But it's also a very good idea to be aware of these things, to be aware of the way you're affected by full moons and solstices and other celestial events, because you have this unique opportunity to participate in the expansion of your consciousness in a very conscious and deliberate way. And as you do that, you feel more powerful, you feel more empowered. You don't feel like you're just a victim of your astrological birth chart. You feel like you chose it on purpose and you wanted to have certain experiences. And that is how it truly is. That is the best way to look at what you're living there on Earth right now and how you can better navigate through it with the greater awareness that someone like you has in terms of what's available to you, what kinds of resources are coming to you from the higher realms. But we also want to point out that all resources are always available to you when you're looking within yourself, when you're feeling into your body and specifically into your heart For that which you seek, you will always find it. You are infinite beings. You have all of Source and all of the universe inside of you. And if you do that on a regular basis, you will feel a sense of calm, a sense of satisfaction, a sense of power that you cannot get from holding any amount of money, any position of power, any amount of weapons or technology.
Thank you. Well said, and thanks for sharing. I was also going to say that, the solstices and equinoxes, we have a solstice coming up soon. Is there anything that you would suggest that I focus on, or, of course, humanity as well?
Well, it's a good time to focus on clarity, on what types of ways you've been prioritizing things in your life, what types of clarity you would like to have in regards to certain aspects of your life, what types of things you want the energies to assist you with, to co-create with you. As you focus on that and you open yourself up like a flower to all of it, then you do receive more and you do anchor more in for yourself for the moment that you're having that experience, and for future moments as well, as a lot that you take in at an auspicious time like a solstice is stored for you in your cells, in your DNA, in your energy field. It's stored and waiting, and it will continue to be there for when you are ready for it, when you're ready to utilize those downloads or those energies that you've taken on at a time when you opened yourself up deliberately to receive that which is more readily available to you during a time like a solstice.
When was the next time that you wanted to speak again? After the session, I mean?
Speak to you personally?
Yeah, I don't have any sessions signed up again, so I was wondering when would be a time that would be appropriate?
Well, that's really up to you, because we're always available, and you can channel us yourself, or you can go through Daniel here. But if you want to start focusing on bringing us through yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. We are always available. You've spent a lot of time in our energy. You've felt into our vibration enough now to the point where you could match it within yourself, and you could start receiving more downloads of energy directly to yourself and have that experience, which might be the direction you do want to be moving in at this time. Because as we said in our transmission about the solstice, it really is about you accessing more of your spiritual gifts.
Awesome. That sounds very exciting. I guess I've also been thinking about my hybrid children and what that will be like, meeting them and them living on Earth, I'm assuming, as we talked about before. It seems very exciting, and I guess I just don't know what to expect, really.
Well, you can expect a lot of joy, as it's a reunion that you really do want to have, that you know is going to be something that elevates your consciousness, that puts you more centered in your heart, that gives you more people to love and to play with and interact with and be interested in, as they will be interested in you. They'll also look up to you as the one who has more experience there on Earth, just like a human child does who needs to know certain things from a parent. So you'll have that experience of them, and you'll enjoy it, and then where you take it from there will be up to you and them, but certainly you'll feel richer and more enhanced from the experience. You'll feel more whole and complete and integrated as these beings who sprang forth from your own seed are coming to remind you of the inner child within you, of the joy and love that's always available to you from within.
That's very cool. Mm-hmm. I forgot what else I was going to ask.
We also want to point out that the hybrid children coming is the perfect way to ease humanity into ET contact with races that will look nothing like you, that will have no genetic relationship to you, not in a direct way that hybrid children do. So you've planned it perfectly for the human race to have that type of interaction first that will warm you up to connecting with adults who are also half human, half Zeta, and eventually to species that look like insects, that look like the beings that live in your oceans, that look so different from all of you that at first many people would have a fear response to them were it not for the easing into the experience of ETs through the transition you'll go through with the Yael and the hybrid children and the Sasani.
Yes, and those are quite well-known races that you've talked about, especially on YouTube. I mean, I've heard of those before. And, you've also talked about other races that have created alliances, and that's also very interesting to me. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of what's happened with those alliances, or some more recent updates with them, I guess?
Well, a lot of alliances that you have on Earth are seen more in terms of creating a better defense or a better force. So you have countries that come together and fight on the same side in a world war. And it's hard for humans to change the way you look at an alliance. So what you have, especially on YouTube, is people talking about these different factions and these different wars that are going on in outer space and so on. And really, the alliances that are being formed are about helping only. They're about bringing together different perspectives, different ideas, different approaches, so that there's a uniformity in how we go about helping humanity and others to evolve and ascend. And that's the difference between the type of alliance that you think of generally there on your world and the type of alliance that we refer to when we talk about the ones that are newly formed. Now, a lot of times on Earth you also have alliances formed because there's a common enemy. But when it's different groups from different star systems coming together because they all want to help humanity, that's a bit foreign to the human psyche. The mind has a hard time understanding, well, why are they so interested in us? Why are they so interested in helping? Well, they see you more. We all see you, Arcturians included. We see you more as extensions of us. We don't see you as separate. We see helping you as helping ourselves, learning about ourselves, becoming more of ourselves. So there's no sacrifice here. There's no need for that whole idea of sacrifice. It's all about inclusion. It's all about more. And the alliances give us more of that collaborative spirit that leads us closer and closer to knowing ourselves as source energy beings, which is the ultimate goal for all of us in this universe.
And as far as becoming an ET ambassador, like you mentioned before, I'm also very interested in that. What sort of process would happen, I guess, if you were interested in that? What sort of contact experiences or invitations, or if you could describe that?
Well, if you can imagine what it will be like when ships land all across the world simultaneously in all the various countries, and the different responses there will be on that human level. There will be those who gravitate towards the ships and want to speak with those who are inside, and there will be those who run and hide and climb into their bunkers and get their weapons out. And those of you who are moving towards them, you're going to be building the bridge for those who are still afraid. So, to prepare yourself for that, you just have to keep focusing on the positive aspects of ET contact and not the negative ones that people talk about, the negative agendas and the wanting to control and enslave and manipulate and all of that. As you focus instead on the knowing that this is going to bring you ultimately closer to yourself, closer to source, to interesting beings with interesting customs and things to share, then you'll be one of those ones for certain that moves towards them rather than away from them. And then once you move towards them, as we said, you'll be a likely candidate. Not everyone will want the job of being an ambassador, but you'll be a more likely candidate for that job if you still want it, of a go-between for first the Yael and then other races that will come, and humanity.
Do I dare ask when might this happen?
Well, it's always looking to us like it's just a few years away, so keep that in mind, that you're not ready for it to happen tomorrow, but it's also not decades away in your future. You're very close, and you can keep shifting yourself to a timeline where it's happening sooner and sooner as you make that part of your manifestation journey.
Awesome, that's great. And then is there anything else you would like to talk about in closing?
Find the place on your planet right now where you can go, where you feel most at peace. Go there on the solstice, feel the energies, feel yourself tuning in, and you'll be very happy that you did.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Yes, you're very welcome. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting